Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back with World of Warships, and today's video featuring the USS North Carolina once again, live commentary on the way. So it's kind of funny, out of all of the things introduced in the latest World of Warships patch, I was actually really excited about the fact that they added trees. I always thought that the land masses, islands, mountain ranges, whatever, just felt, I don't know, pretty bland, and, you know, it's a decent looking game. It's not the worst looking game on the planet. It's not all that it could be. I'm sure a lot will change in the future, but there really needed to be some foliage. Just saying. Let's see if we can range that guy, and it just kind of, it helps, I think. Might not mean a whole lot to some of you, but I think it's a nice addition. I like to be immersed when I'm in my games. I like to feel like I'm there, like I'm in the game. I want to escape reality, and I think that's why visuals are important. A lot of people say that visuals aren't, but it is part of the gameplay. Gameplay is important, don't get me wrong. Gameplay is very important, but the visuals add to that. There's an Iowa. I think he's going to be, well, actually, I think I'm going to switch to this guy. Mostly because he's already being focus fired, and we want to remove ships as quickly as possible. Although we're taking some damage here as well. I don't know that those shots were good, but he's turning a lot, so maybe I just would have been better off fighting the Iowa anyway, because he's moving, well, he's turning a little bit. He's at an angle there. But yeah, I think, you know, just the addition of some trees and foliage and whatever on some of these islands, it's a welcome addition to the game's visuals. Let's see, he's at this. He's kind of at an angle, so I'm elevating that shot to see if we can get him if he continues to move in that same direction. Doesn't look too bad, but I can't tell. Actually, it was a pretty good shot. Alright. Cleveland. Over there still. I believe they tweaked the sound effects as well. I haven't gotten to play a whole lot since the patch, but I think there's some new anti-aircraft gunfire. I'm not sure. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of want to find out, but then again you kind of don't, because that usually means there's incoming torpedoes or something. That Amagi is almost done. He's still kind of angled there, so let's try for that. I don't know how I feel about that one. You start to get a gut instinct about some of these shots. Actually, not bad again, just dispersion issues. And he's dead now, okay. Yeah, that's why I wanted to switch to him. Let's see. Who is... This guy's not moving very fast. Trying to look at his smokestacks. Appears to be sitting still, to be honest. I can't really tell. I'm sure he'll start moving the second I get around near him, but alright. I guess we're kind of both not looking where we're going here, but he's cutting back into us. A little bit of a love tap. We did hit the Iowa. I didn't really check for how much. Probably just a graze. New Orleans. Alright, we're going to have to start to turn around, I think. But first... Okay, the Iowa seems to be a focal point here for us. start turning around. A couple of good hits on the Iowa. I'm going to do a about face here and see if we can regroup. I just don't want to get singled out. That tends to happen quite often. But yeah, as I was saying, I haven't really played a whole heck of a lot since the update. I know there's been some balancing in regards to carriers in matches, so that should be good. Obviously the wall surfing issue hopefully taken care of. Let's see, New Orleans. Still kind of want to focus on the Iowa, but he's running and he's angled here severely. So usually when that happens, I change and I look for targets that are moving flat to me, although this guy I think is going to start, you can see he's turning. In which case, alright, the Iowa's flattened out again. See if we can land those. And maybe move up a little bit. We've got our Iowa right there. Those shots didn't... I think I went over the Iowa. He may have turned towards me. I just zoomed in to see some splashes. He's turning into us now, yeah. There's always that question of taking the shot and then waiting for the position, you know, but see right now I think he's at an angle if we do something. Well, see, he's slowed down again. Again, it's hard to tell. At this range, he could just start accelerating and dodge those shots. But it looks like he's come to a complete stop. I don't see anything out of the smokestacks really, but bad dispersion at that range, so no dice. And this Iowa, is he reversing? I don't know what he's up to. You see some of the strangest gameplay in some very high tier ships, and you almost wonder how some of these people have gotten to these vessels. I mean, I'm not saying I'm MLG Pro or anything, but now he might just be trying to keep himself forward facing so as to maintain angles, and that's why he's reversing instead of turning around, which isn't necessarily a horrible idea. But I think it's more so about the fact that he put himself in that situation to begin with. The Amagi is a potential shot here. He's moving, he's not moving super fast. When I'm in a ship, I try to keep moving. The only time I slow down is if I'm going to meet an enemy head on and I don't want to get into like a close quarters conflict, so I'll slow down and just keep that frontal armor facing them so as to promote shell bouncing and whatnot. This guy is who we need to deal with. If we can. Those look pretty good. And they are. He actually surprised me. I didn't really expect him to be there for some reason. I was paying attention to this guy, and then all of a sudden there's an easier target. But we've got incoming, so I am trying to turn so as to promote the angle. Not bad. North Carolina on that end too that we got to watch out for. I think we can probably throw some of these at that Iowa. Oh, look at this guy. He's flat, which is why I want to shoot at him. I mean, it depends on the situation. I mean, this guy's got less health. I should probably work on him, but a flat Cleveland is a nice target, although I just didn't get the lead right, which is often the case. You usually have to lead those targets a lot more since they're pretty quick. New Orleans is fairly close here. Not a bad target to shoot at, especially since he's going to be flat. And trying to match his speed via lead. And that was... oh, because he just started turning, so only a few went into him. We have all the positions, but we just don't have the kills. Well, minus Delta. There's our North Carolina, 14 kilometers. See, this is where I'm getting a little nervous because I feel like we just don't have the numbers anymore. I mean, there's that North Carolina there that is fighting another North Carolina. But then there's all this stuff going on over here, so I don't want to really bail on these guys to deal with that guy. Plus, my guns are already facing over here. I don't know what this Izumo's capable of, but it looks like he's going for some close quarters action. I wonder if this guy's going to flatten out for me. Send out Slick Willie Magoo, just because. Now, at this point, this is where I'm going to slow down. I was talking about this earlier. That New Orleans is almost dead. I wouldn't mind just getting rid of him if we can. Really just take one shot. Oh, it looks like that was a collision there. Okay, so he went for the ram. I suppose whatever floats your boat sinks your ship. Alright, that's a guess. And... nuts. It was a bad guess. Over. Dang it. Only needed to hit a few of those. Apparently their CV is AFK, they're saying, so we'll ignore that, alright. I'm going to continue just to push in full speed here. This gentleman here. An annoying angle, indeed. No, he's gonna do that kind of tail shooting gimmick that works pretty well. It's not really a gimmick. Let's see. He's just because. See, that's a problem that I'm having right now. Is this Amagi? So I'm gonna see if I can remove him from the fight. Frack. There's their North Carolina that I did not really think about still being in the battle. Dang. Well, tit for tat, I guess. I must have shown off my side too much to him. There. Wow, I didn't really expect that. I guess I was a bit too flat to him as he was flat to me, and I think we just citadeled each other. I'm not sure really what happened there. I didn't pay too much attention to the kill text. But they also had that North Carolina that showed up. So... yeah, I don't know. It could have just been a combination of that, but in any case, this game is going to go to us. We have the territory control, and we were able to make a comeback. but they were down a carrier, I think. So I don't really know if this was much of a fair fight for them. I mean, they had us in numbers for a while, but then we had territory control, and then we started taking out their big boys. And sorry for not spectating other ships. I don't know why I'm not. I'm just kind of like looking around for some reason. A carrier for your viewing pleasure. On second thought, Baltimore. What is this guy doing? He's playing World of Tanks here, I think. Backing into some cover. Hey, but he's still alive, so whatever. Should probably be spectating the guy who has 5 kills, apparently. Oh, never mind. Too late. Yeah, it looks like he went after the fleet from the other end, I think. So this would be a 1.5 times plus experience flag. So 200,000. No bonus flag for money though, so that's just what I made off of that game. Sadly, I got taken out though. You know me, I don't like getting killed in matches. It just kind of, it ruins it for me. Even though we won, even though I did okay, I don't like losing my ship. I just feel like, you know, that's, yeah, it kind of just ruins the whole thing for me. A little bit of lack of situational awareness on my part. I did not expect there to be a battleship on my left. I think I got tunnel vision on the New Orleans that was almost dead. I was like just wanting to get rid of him, but instead I went into an area where I couldn't maneuver very well, and there was a North Carolina and some sort of Japanese battleship. I forget which one it was. It was a Magi, I believe. But anyways, I'm on a campaign as of late to showcase all of my games. The good, the bad, the ugly. You know, great games, mediocre games, horrible games. I'm trying to maybe promote the fact that we're all just gamers, and often YouTubers are looked at like individuals that are highly skilled, and this is all an illusion simply based on the fact that most YouTubers showcase their greatest matches. They will play for a few hours during the day and record non-stop, and they're going to wait until they get a great match, and then they'll use that match or matches to then create a video with post commentary, which means you're talking over footage that you've already recorded. Whereas what you just watched was live. I was playing it and talking to you at the same time. Live commentary versus post commentary. I do both depending on you know, the situation provided, or depending on what kind of content I want to give you that day. And I think that we need to get in the habit of showing off that we're just regular human beings, okay? I'm not a huge fan of being considered any kind of celebrity, especially since all I do is play video games and share you know, footage and of course thought process. I do critique games. I do have a certain way of doing things. You know, I have a voice that is mine, and you know, you might think, oh wow, it's SideStrafe, whatever, but I don't really look into that kind of thing. I didn't grow up with that, and so for me, it's more important that you know that I'm just a gamer that likes playing a variety of games, and you know, I don't consider myself to be MLG Pro. I try to share what I think works in games, and if you can learn from me in some way, then fantastic, but I don't want you to think that I'm some, you know, immortal or some sort of son of Zeus that can you know, win every single match that I get into. No, that's simply not the case, and it's definitely not the case for a majority of YouTubers and streamers out there. And I think enough is enough, and more so, I think it's about showcasing the fact that You know, we as individuals, we make mistakes, and you know, sometimes we do some really great things and sometimes not so great things. And so here right now we're looking at the new statistics screen, updated with the last patch. Thankfully, there wasn't a lot of data in the last iteration of this. Mostly it focused far too much on win percentage, and I disagree heavily with judging an individual on win percentage. And most of you have heard me talk about this on live stream or in previous videos. I don't think you can judge an individual on that because it's a team game. This isn't solo deathmatch. It's not a free-for-all, okay? Like we used to have in Quake and Unreal Tournament. It's not free-for-all mode. That would be a different story if you could then look at win percentage. But in a team game, judging somebody based on win percentage is simply ridiculous. Now, you might say, well, SideStrafe, that determines one's ability to carry the match. And I could sort of agree with you, except for the fact that as an individual in World of Warships, it is very, very difficult to carry a match. And I would doubt that any individual out there could carry a match by themselves to the point where it would affect their win-loss ratio heavily. Now, maybe if it's a fantastic carrier captain, perhaps. But most of the time, anybody with a high win percentage is in a division. I spend a lot of my time playing by myself. And I think it's even more difficult to carry in this game than it would be in a game like World of Tanks, where you're dealing with land, cover, and the ability to kind of duck in and out of positions more effectively and use camouflage more effectively to sway the direction of a battle. In here, most of the time, if you're not in a destroyer, you're, you know, even in a cruiser, you're not super fast. There's not a lot of cover, and it's just very difficult to try to carry in this type of game. So I really don't think it's a good idea to judge anybody by a win percentage, which is why I'm glad that Wargaming now shows you these other statistics here, especially the kill to death ratio, which for me is 2.23. And you know, that's actually not bad. You know, number of deaths compared to, excuse me, number of enemy ships killed compared to my deaths. Basically taking people with me. And, you know, really, I think having more of these statistics helps kind of gauge your performance. But really, at the end of the day, honestly, stop judging people based on in-game numbers. Who cares? Really, what we need to judge people on is whether they're trying or not. Are they trying to succeed? Do you see them moving with a team? Do you see them moving in formation? Do you see them covering with defensive AA fire? Do you see them joining you in focus firing an enemy target? Or the opposite of that, are they running away from the battle? Are they drawing the match out? You know, wall surfing, I think, is becoming a thing of the past because that's being resolved within this patch. You know, what do you see that person doing, and how are they working well as a teammate versus what do their statistics always say? Because sometimes, you know, you have a bad match. You get focus fired within the first minute of the game. You know, the truth is, one of the biggest things I hate about being a YouTuber is people like to single me out. It happens. Yeah, I'm sure you hear Jingles talk about it all the time. It does happen. Do I let it affect my day? Not as much as some people, but you know, it happens. And you get in and you're like, oh, there's that person. And then, oh, he's also in a Tirpitz. Now we definitely want to kill that person. And you're dead in the first few minutes because you just got attacked by 2 carriers. It happens. It did happen. Some of you probably saw it the other day. The thing is, we're all going to have a bad match, regardless of whether you're a YouTuber, a ditch digger, whatever. You're going to have a bad match, and it's okay, because all I need to know, all anybody needs to know, is that you're trying to succeed, that you're trying to play the game to the best of your ability. That's it. That individual is worth more to me than anybody that is some sort of scumbag smack talker with the best stats on the planet. I could care less. I want to know that you're going to have my back, that you're going to be there with some defensive fire, that you're going to be there to eliminate another destroyer that's, you know, breathing down my neck as I'm in a battleship supporting the rest of the team. That's it. there are bigger things to worry about in life than how good somebody is at this video game, and that's why I am showcasing all of my matches nowadays, whether they're good, great, horrible, mediocre. I want to show you these matches. The key to these videos, because you might be thinking, well, why would you just show any match that could get boring? Well, the key to all of my content, the key to saying entertainment with standards, has always been provided within the commentary. That is where I feel my value lies. I feel that's the one place that a lot of people struggle with on YouTube and Twitch, is providing commentary, discussion, relevant discussion, feedback, criticism, tactical thought process. I can deliver things that just simply seem foreign to most individuals, and I'm proud of that fact. And that's why I think these days, more often than not, I will be showcasing matches that are just, hey, average Joe gamer type matches. Here's a match, here's me playing this game, here's my thought process, here's my criticism, here's a look at this title, here's how it's gonna roll. But more importantly, I wanted to talk about how you shouldn't get discouraged by these numbers here. You really shouldn't. You can use them to help gauge your performance, but at the end of the day, don't let these numbers be the one thing that stops you from playing the game. And don't let somebody on the internet that you don't even know get you down, okay? Keep trying, keep playing, go back at it, adapt and overcome. It's a game, guys. It's a video game. We all get frustrated. I get frustrated. We get stressed out sometimes over it, a bad match, bad team, whatever. But zoom out, look at the bigger picture, imagine the planet Earth and that we're just a little speck on it, and it really just doesn't matter. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed today's look at World of Warships and the aftermatch discussion. I will have more for you soon. And with that, thank you so very much for joining me. I will definitely see you on the next one.